Sullivan.
As what you think.
All right, so I'm going to start off with the very first words you spoke on your new EP, which is love is a beautiful thing. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it feels wrong.
Sometimes I don't know.
Sometimes you don't know. It is such an accurate statement, and it's also such a confusing statement.
How confusing.
Love is beautiful. Sometimes it hurts.
Yeah.
If it's beautiful, it should not hurt. It should not contain doubt. It should not feel wrong. I mean, that's my interpretation of it. So I guess it's just a very rich, very...
Have you held a fresh rose before? Do you know, like, rose has thorns on them, but roses are beautiful.
Okay.
You don't have to be carried away by its beauty.
Right.
Because it can hurt you. You know, that's basically it.
Okay. All right. Which leads me to my next question, which is that because of your gender, it's almost like the expectation is that if you're a female musician, you have to sing about love. Do you realize that, or am I just overthinking?
I think you're overthinking.
But there's a lot of hard evidence to back that. Everybody that I know in this space, because of who they are, it's almost like they have to sing about love. Yeah.
But there are a lot of male musicians. Every song on their catalog is all love songs. That's all you find on there. I mean, if that's what comes to you when you're in the studio, you just go for it. You don't have to force it. You know, if that's what comes easy, you go for it.
Anyway, which is a great segue for Mia. It's one of my favorite songs from you. I want the full story. Mia means I'm leaving in Ghana. But talk to me about how the song came to you. Like, what you want the song to represent. It's not a love song, really.
It's a song about abuse.
About abuse. And abuse cannot be love. So, to your point.
But then abuse in relationships. Most of the time, 1 out of 4 women go through abuse in relationships with intimate partners. And with Mia, I'm talking about a girl who found herself in a relationship with an abuser. Not only is he an abuser, he's abusing her and cheating at the same time. So with Mia, it's just talking about how girls find themselves in such situations and they don't want to leave because they put it in their head that, oh, all men are the same. If I leave, what's proof that there's better out there? The devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. That's what most people keep telling themselves. And they keep sucking whatever in and tolerating whatever and staying in there. But that's not how it's supposed to be. And I feel like in our part of the world, most people tend to make fun of such situations. Oh, you claim you're a hard girl, but you are then letting somebody beat you, but then you won't even offer help. Like, it's not fair. So I'm just putting myself in their shoes, trying to give them encouragement that talk to somebody, make an effort to leave, like do something. Don't stay in there before it's too late. Like, you know, like you have people who love you.
But isn't it a scary thing to think about?
It is.
That you go in there seeking love, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Which is I feel like it's the ultimate quest. And it is within that environment that you are most exposed to harm, like of a great degree.
Yeah.
It's scary, and yet people fall in love every day.
Charlie, it's crazy. Like me, they're breaking my heart, son, but it won't stop me from falling in love, though.
Okay. Right. Here's another question for you. Which one comes first for you? Is it the song or the EP?
Definitely the song first.
But I do know that there are some artists who say they have a grand theme and they say, I want to do an EP, I want to do an album on this. And then that then informs the creative process.
But still, the song, like if you don't have the song, how will you compile them to a body of work? So always the song first. When you finish working on the song and you feel like, okay, it fits, then you go for it.
Right. So which song inspired I want to call it your second EP. I'm assuming you're going to disagree. But
Yes.
we'll get into that. Which song inspired the new project?
I would say, I think when Mia. So I wrote Mia in 2018.
Oh, is that old?
Very
Wow.
old. I know. Like at the time I wrote Mia, I was going through a heartbreak.
Okay.
And I happened to chance upon some stories of abuse online. So I'm like, okay, let me write about their pain and my pain. So that's how come you have an abusive partner and a cheating partner all in one person. So I wrote Mia in 2018 and I sent it to a friend after I recorded it. I recorded Mia after like so many years. First time I recorded Mia was in 2022.
Okay.
So I sent it to a friend who was like, oh, this would be a good sleeper on an EP. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. No matter what, I know Mia has to be on my project. So yeah. And funny enough, I had a conversation with my manager and he was like, okay, let's make a love-themed EP. I'm like, okay, we're on the same page. So Mia, which is about a relationship, although it's about abuse in relationships, sort of inspired the theme of the EP.
Because of the kind of music you do, it's not pop. It's not, it doesn't really care about dance. It cares about pulling at your heartstrings, right?
Yes.
I feel like because of that, where we find ourselves, not the expectation, but the perception that it's going to take a while for you to become front and center. Is this something that you think about? Because you could be a superstar tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you know what kind of music you will do to give you that. But you are insisting that you're going to do R&B, Afro-soul.
Yeah.
Talk to me about just that decision in Ghana, where we know what sells.
Where I find myself, I don't think it really matters to what I want for myself because I am looking at long term. There are certain songs, after 2 weeks, you don't hear of it again. But then there are songs that I've put out like a few years ago and people listen to them now like, oh shit, this is my jam. Like I love this so much. Oh my God, where has this song been? That's the kind of music I live to create. Songs that when people listen 10 years to come, it feels fresh. It feels like a new sound. It doesn't feel like, oh, this sound, I don't think I want to listen to something like this anymore. I'm patient. I'm not rushing.
Wow. But you're also ambitious.
Yeah.
Because it's in the nature of creativity to be ambitious.
Yes.
And so I guess my question is, of course, you have an ambition, but you're also, should I say, a well-kept secret. There are days that is cool for you because then that allows you to be as creative as you can. But there are also days that you are like, why am I not here?
Really?
I'm just asking the question.
No, I don't think, maybe I will get to that point, but I haven't gotten to that point yet because at the end of the day, I am relying on God's timing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Here's another one. Is it just me or does everybody want to give you advice? It's almost like at this stage of your career, everybody you meet from...
They know what's best for me.
Even though you are the one with the vision, you are the one who has who knows where you're going. It's almost like everybody has a stake. Is that pressure?
No.
How do you navigate that?
I feel like once you're focused on what you want for yourself, people will say whatever, oh, I feel like you should do this, you listen, you go, okay, this is not what I want. So yeah, I mean.
Wow. So it's no pressure, you don't stress, it's not frustrating.
At all.
Wow.
Once you know what you're about, whatever advice people will give you, if it's not in alignment with what you want for yourself, I don't think it will bother you.
Right. Let's talk about, so here's the thing. Is this I want to call it your second EP because you've been here before. That's a good one. That's a very good one.
But it's never too late though.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So why is Never Too Late your first EP?
So I know many people have heard about You've Been Here Before, But the thing is, You've Been Here Before is just a compilation of already put out singles
Okay.
from Darkua
Okay.
into a body of work.
Okay.
Just to reintroduce my sound to people who haven't heard it before, because there was an opportunity that I got and I didn't want it to pass me by. Like whatever it took to grab it, that's what I did. So I just put out already released singles and yeah, it did well.
Okay. And because of that, you only have one EP out. That's officially what we should go with. Okay. A lot of the music that you address on this new project has to do with vulnerability. I feel like throughout your career, that is where that's your focus. Vulnerability is a very private emotion.
Yeah.
Nobody cries. Nobody intentionally cries in front of people.
Yeah.
I feel like the hardest times are the times we spend behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Because of the work you do, you're having to present that in a public way. You're having to perform that. You're having to document that in a way that is public.
Yeah.
Talking about how you navigate that very private emotion, but you having to do that in a public way.
It's not been difficult, and it's not like I am trying to force myself to be vulnerable for people to see. My mom always says that this child of mine, she's very fragile. Like I'm a very emotional person. I don't know how to hide my emotions. I am open, but not open at the same time. When it comes to my emotions, I don't hide it at all. So it's rather easy for me. And knowing that your fans connect to you more once they notice that, okay, you're also just as human as I am. I make songs, I feel like, okay, and this is just me being me. And someone comes to me like, this song you made, I feel like you were talking to me. I feel like you made it for me. Or they're like, did you hear something about me? Because this song you did is like, that's my story. Like, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Right.
They're connecting,
And in many ways, to me, that's even a higher compliment than even awards. For someone to say, your story comes very close to what I am feeling.
Yes.
I feel like it's almost supernatural.
Sometimes I'm like, are you guys being for real, or you're just trying to make me feel,
But I also think that means that you are in tune with what specific emotions exist in all of us, which is strange because love is universal. It's also very personal.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to find music that speaks about your specific situation. And this is music coming from
someone else.
The music is coming from a stranger who does not know your surname. Interesting stuff. I wanted to ask you about your technical models. Who are some of the people who inspire you? Because I hear so many influences in your music. I'm not going to name them because that's not fair to you. But talk to me about who are some of the people that you are inspired or influenced by.
So growing up, my house has been a music house. My dad was in the choir.
Okay.
He was Presbyterian.
Okay.
So I listened to different genres of music growing up from both parents. There's gospel, there is some traditional Igbo music, there's traditional Ga music, there is music from P Square, there's music from Chris Brown, Brick and Liz, E.T. Mensah, A.B. Crentel, like just a mixture of everything. So sometimes when I'm in the studio, I find myself sounding like a particular artist when I'm done, not sounding like them in terms of my vocals, but sometimes some melodies from some of the musicians or the way they would put their wordings in the music. I'm like, oh, what have my parents done to me? Like, I'm not forcing it, but then I finish a song and they're like, oh, this song sounds like, I go back listen, I'm like, oh yeah, you're actually right. Like, I feel like these people have influenced me so much. If you cut me right now, you see them.
Instead of blood, I'll see.
You see them like
see
it's crazy. And my parents did me good though. It's not bad.
Okay. Whose photo would you frame in your studio or your home?
Right now.
Yeah. Which of these influences would you frame?
Rihanna. Hey.
So, what if Rihanna walked into this place right now?
Faint.
Yes. And when we revise it, what question would you ask her?
I'll tell her, can I like spend an hour with you? Like just an hour.
What question would you ask her?
Charlie, I love how business-minded she is.
Okay.
Rihanna hasn't put out music for God knows how long. And people are still listening to her music. She's making money off her music through the streams, all right? And she has a business of her own right now. I love business. I love money.
Okay.
So I just want, like, how did she figure out that, okay, let me not do music for a while. Let me try my hands on this. If it clicks, yeah. If it doesn't, like, how is she that brave? Because for me to halt on music to go and do something else for a while to see I don't think I can. I just want to know, like, what was in her head? How did she think of that? Like, and she's making so much money from her beauty line. She's killing it worldwide and like, wow.
What musical question would you ask Rihanna?
How do you sing at the top of your voice and still remain on key? Because taking what she did on Love on the Brain, she's screaming, but she's singing at the same time. If I try to scream while singing, I'll go off. Or I'll lose my voice in the process. But she's just on point.
Awesome. Another thing we can say about Rihanna is that her stories are very convincing. You listen, even if the songs were written for her, the way she delivers them, they are very, very true. They are very real. Which brings me to her on your EP, your debut EP.
My debut EP.
Talk to me about that. That's a very, when I heard it, I remember thinking, that's a very convincing story.
Yeah.
So how true is the story on her? Because all art comes from a true place.
So her is very fictional.
Okay.
Just like I wrote, I think the very first song I released, Amalelo. Amalelo had nothing to do with me.
Okay.
But people kept asking, hey, which boy is that? Which boy lied to you? Hey, the way you were singing your heart out on that song, that boy, if we catch him. It was nothing in relation with me. That's same on her. So I just like to, when I'm writing or when I'm recording a song, I like to do something that will have people thinking, what's going on with Darkua? Like, I like the way you are wondering, the way that is your favorite song and that's the song that caught your attention. I like doing things that catches people's attention through my music, through my writing. So with her is just me saying, I've seen this guy. I like him. He's married, but I like him.
Charlie.
So I went to him, told him, I know you also like me. We look good together. What are you going to do about it? Like, what do we do about it? You know, like.
But it's a real thing that goes on in the minds of people.
Happens.
But nobody is courageous enough.
It's not true. Courageous enough to do what?
To talk about it.
Hey. It's crazy. Like, you see stories like that, bro, from women and men. They're voicing out, Charlie, I saw this guy at this bar. He had a girlfriend, but I don't care. I'm going for my man. A guy says, I saw this guy and his pretty girl. Charlie, I wish something will happen to the guy so that I can get the girl. Like, nobody is stopping. Nobody's wife or nobody's husband or boyfriend or girlfriend is stopping anybody to find their soulmates. Like, if that's your soulmates, go for them.
It's a crime scene out here.
It's not a crime scene. It's just life.
Okay, let me leave that alone and move on to my next question, which is your love affair. See what I did there?
Oh, feel free.
Love affair with EPs. I wonder why you have not thought about an album or when should we expect an album?
I think you guys should give me 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think it takes 2 years to put together an album?
Not 2 years to put together. I want to space it that much.
Okay.
I want to give myself 2 years. Reason I'm saying that, I don't want to feel pressured. I am a perfectionist. This EP, it took me 2 years to put it out. Even the album stuff, it might take more than 2 years because I'll finish a song and I'll feel like, okay, I don't think I liked how I sounded in this particular spot. I want to take the whole song again.
Okay.
And until I get everything right, until everything is sounding right, it's never coming out. So when I record songs, I have to keep listening to it over and over and over again, just to listen, finding faults in there, make sure that I perfect it before it comes out. So it's just me
So we should wait 2 years.
or more.
Is there a song you've put out? Of course, we just enjoy the music because it's beautiful music, but because of how much you overthink,
Yeah.
is there music you've put out and you're like, I wish I didn't put this music out because I could have done this, I could have changed this about it?
Before it comes out, I've gone through that whole process already.
Okay, so you're saying that once it comes out, you're at peace.
That is it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have a favorite on Never Too Late?
Hey, yes. On My Way.
Okay.
That's my favorite song. It's a song that, I don't know, brings out certain emotions that I don't even know exist in me. Like when I just listen to On My Way, I just light up. I'm so happy. I'm bubbly. I'm excited. That's what On My Way does to me.
So this season, on My Way is your favorite song. 'Cause I feel like your songs are like your children.
Yeah.
And it is unfair to say out loud that you have a favorite song. That's like saying you have a favorite child.
The music, they don't have feelings. They wouldn't know. Unlike humans.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to wait 2 years for an album.
Or more.
Oh, God. 2 years or more for an album. And you have one EP out,
Yes.
even if we think it is two. What do you think about these days? What occupies your mind these days?
Charlie, you have to make money.
Why is it so important for you to make?
I'm a musician. I need money to keep myself going. I need money to promote my music. I need money to shoot my videos. I need money to keep up with my looks. I need money for everything. Like, I need money. And also, I'm just a girl. I need money. Very important. I need money. So if you have some money for me,
Look,
I won't say no.
when I asked that question, I was wondering because you have to think a lot. You have to think actively about love. You have to think.
Who said?
I'm assuming because that's like your trade. That's the work you do. You have to. It's almost like you are. Because we listen to your music to get through or to
But who
navigate
said
love.
all my songs are about love? The ones you've heard so far are about love.
I'm saying yes. So I'm
Yes.
saying that we listen to your music to navigate some of these things like love, like vulnerability. So it's almost like you have to think about love.
I don't have to.
Okay.
Because when I go into the studio, I don't think too much. Within like tops 30 minutes, I'm done writing.
Okay.
Like I don't think too much about it. There are other things to think about, like making money.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What are you writing about now?
I haven't been in the studio in a while
Okay.
because now I have work to do on grounds now that my project is out.
And of course, make money.
And make money.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't been in the studio in a while.
But what are you sketching? What notes? What voice notes are you? What are you saying in your voice notes?
How,
or your voice memos? I mean.
What and what can I do to make
Oh my
money?
God.
It's all about money for me now.
It's all about money. But you could do pop music and get money next week.
No, not through the music, like something.
Something.
Yes. Oh, aside music, I'm an all-round creative.
Okay.
I do hair.
Okay.
I craft things. Like, what can I do with these things to make money aside my music?
Because of how much you are talking about money now, I want to stay there for a second. Like, I like to believe I don't care about money. Like,
Who doesn't care about money?
me.
Are you sure?
Not on the level that, I don't talk about money the way you are doing right now. Because I feel like it's paper.
Yeah.
Yes. And especially coming from a creative, it's sort of surprised me. And it's
Really?
because of the music you do as well. Your music is soulful. There's jazz. It's R&B. It's
Yeah.
emotional. I didn't realize that on the other side, there's almost an obsessive quest for money. But so if you had all the money in the world, how different would your life be?
No money is ever. I don't think any money will be enough for me. Oh. Like people, billionaires, they don't sleep. They're always working. They're always working, adding up to the money that they already
So
have.
if money wasn't a problem for you,
Money is, I'm not saying it's a problem.
if hypothetical,
Okay.
if money wasn't a
If-
problem, how different would your life be? How different would your creativity be? How different would your
I don't think it'll be any different. Yeah, it'll still be same.
which means that money is not which means that what you are today is not really a function of how much money you have in your bank. It's a function of how much creativity
Yes.
you have in your heart. So why do you talk so much about money?
Because I love money.
It's going to happen. Do you know that?
But
The
okay,
same way-
so
because you said it's becoming an argument. You mentioned a few minutes ago that you're a patient person. You are patient enough.
patient
for your
doesn't
mu-
mean I have to sleep and wait.
I want to finish.
Okay,
my point.
finish.
You're patient enough to have your music mature
Yes.
and marinate, and then bloom. You are patient for that. You are even patient
Exactly.
to risk your music not being known for a certain time.
Yes.
But in a weird way, you're not that patient about money.
Because I just told you I'm business minded. Have you seen a businessman who relax? No. Like you have to think of something. How can my business make me money?
What do your folks think about this? Your obsession with money.
Who?
Your folks.
My folks?
Mhm.
They know their child.
They don't know. They know that you are like that.
Yeah. That's me.
Oh my God.
Like when I'm sad at home, like you're broke, I'm like, as if you know.
Okay. So here's one more question for you. I guess how are you able to then, should I say, compartmentalize where you are a full creative when you need to be creative,
Yeah.
and then you can also be a full business person. A lot of people cannot distinguish. A lot of people blur those lines. How do you think you've been able to hack that? Where you can talk about money passionately. Then when I switch to music, you're also
That's
able to talk about that. I mean, I'm getting used to it.
Yeah.
Talking about how have you been able to navigate that?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I think so much into it, but when the time comes, I just know that okay, this is music, this is business, this is Darkua, the musician, and this is Christine, the businesswoman.
Okay, and you're saying you can't point out what tricks or what strategies you use. It's just something that is
Yeah,
in it.
yeah, in it.
All right. What's the intention with Never Too Late? What's the intention? Please don't say money.
Oh no.
Okay.
And now we're back to music.
Right. Look, it will take some getting used to. So
With Never Too Late, I have put out singles before my project. I have done some features before my project, and people are like, what is the Darkua sound? Like,
Okay.
what really is Darkua about? Yeah, we know Darkua is an R&B Afro-soul musician, but then anytime Darkua puts out a song, it's a different genre, although it has elements of what she says she is. So with my body of work, that's Never Too Late. Now, when people listen to it, they're like, wow, I really felt the R&B. I really felt the Afro-soul elements when I listened to it. Okay, now I understand you as an artist.
right.
It's just for people to understand who Darkua really is and for them to know that I'm not just saying I'm an R&B artist. I actually am. Yes.
Right. It's interesting you say that because when I listen to your first compilation, which I don't call it an EP, this one is a bit more. This one doesn't even care about dance.
Yes.
The previous one, you hear some
You know.
songs that you can bounce to. It's almost like now you don't care about.
Not that I don't care. So with the singles, I just wanted people to know that although I say I'm R&B Afro-soul, I am a very versatile musician. You can't box me. Only I can box myself. If you say, oh, this girl, I don't think she can do anything hip-hop, I'll surprise you.
Okay.
Like, I'm very unpredictable. Even sometimes myself, I shock myself. So with my body of work, I'm now telling you that, okay, this is who I really am. Yes.
Talk to me about CT. I don't know if I'm mentioning his name properly.
CT.
Right.
CT is my big brother.
Okay.
And I met CT, wow, in like 2019. through a friend.
Okay.
And I don't know, we just clicked. And since then the vibe has just been, so one time he was like, look, we have to get into the studio and work. Like, we have to work. And the first time I worked with CT, like, it was amazing. And we scheduled.
What music did you make on that day?
We made R&B Afro-soul.
What song did you make?
We made what's the name of the song? I don't remember.
I wasn't in the studio with you.
Because we've done so many songs together.
Okay, so I guess what made that session special then?
CT, when you're working with CT, he's not only a producer, like he has the ears for music, he's a vocalist as well.
Okay.
So when you maybe sing a melody or you hum a melody, he'll be like, I like that, but let's twist it this way. Then he gives an example and then you do just that. He's like, yes.
Okay.
That's so working with CT, sometimes he brings me out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
Because CT is like, you can hit that note. Like, I know you can hit it. So let's do it. And yeah, that's what I really love about CT. Like, he makes me challenge myself.
Right. So can I then theorize that CT is partly responsible for your, I don't want to call it your new sound because it's always been there, but like shaping that Darkua sound, which is very heavy on strings, it emphasizes your voice. Like, it's almost like, if I mention Darkua, the first thing that comes to my mind is, or someone's mind is, the woman who sings as well. Yeah. And then there's also the live instrumentation. There's also that emotionality. Yes. So I owe CT $100.
I wouldn't say entirely. I just felt like CT and I have a chemistry that I don't think I have had with any producer. Reason I'm saying that is I've worked with a lot of producers, but I feel like
before or since CT?
Before.
Okay.
And I feel like CT understands me the most.
Okay.
I don't have to say too much or do too much explanation.
Okay.
He just gets it. When CT is doing something, I just get it. Like, the chemistry is just like,
right.
It's just easy working with him.
Do you ever fight with CT?
No.
Never?
Never ever.
Right. So CT is always right. And you're always right.
We're not always right. Like, there's always an understanding between the two of us. Like I said, there's a chemistry.
Right.
He understands me, I understand him. So working with him is much more easier. And I don't think I've fought with any producer.
Okay.
Working.
Since meeting CT, have you worked with another producer?
Yeah, I do work with producers, but CT, I would say 2 people are my go-to.
Okay.
Someone will ask me, I want to do a song with you. Which producer are you most comfortable with? If I don't mention CT, I mention Afro-Lectra.
Okay.
Yes.
What is distinct about Afro-Lectra? What does it do for you? I know there's chemistry with CT.
Yes.
What's the story with Afro-Lectra?
There's also chemistry with Afro. Working with Afro is so smooth. I'd say he also understands my sound.
Okay.
And sometimes when you're working in the studio with some producers, when you have an idea that you want them to lay, I like this. Okay. So we can just tweak it. Okay, we can do this. But sometimes with Afro, he gets my vision.
Right.
And I tell him like, okay, let's do here like this. Then it's like, okay, let's try it. He's like, this actually works.
Okay.
Like, making me feel like, okay, my contributions to your production matters as well. Yeah.
When a producer gets your vision, how relieving is that?
It's like there's been blocks on
it's
your
like
shoulders and they
money.
just see that feeling.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I love working with producers that make the work easy. There was this time I went to work with a producer and I was singing what I wanted to sing. And he's like, no, I should hold on. He went on YouTube, played a musician's song. He was like, okay, so I want you to sound like this. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm sorry. So finding producers.
How did that session end?
He never saw me again.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the end. But yeah, finding producers who are not difficult to work with at all, it's like you're in heaven. Yeah.
All right. And on that heavenly note, I'm going to leave you alone. Look, I wish you all the success in the world.
Thank you.
I hope that the next time we talk, we won't talk so much about money.
So
We won't have to talk about yeah.
Oh,
But-
we will talk about it.
Oh my God.
Because then my businesses will be booming.
Okay.
And I'll be like, I don't know the next step to make more money.
Okay. All right. Look, I don't know what your intentions are for the project, but I wish you all the best. I don't know, like, so what's the plan now? More music videos, I'm assuming.
Visualizers,
Okay.
content.
All right.
I'm still promoting the songs. Maybe live versions of the songs, acoustic versions.
Right.
Yeah, performances.
Yeah. And definitely chasing money.
I'll bring you some.
You heard it here first.